to interact, for us to have, time together to discuss and share our thoughts. It is questions youth ask. And for some of our audience here that have not joined us, for some of our sections on Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram, and series of physical programs, this is questions youth ask. And we are all about asking questions, answering questions, blessing ourselves with, wisdoms and quite a number of stuff. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be special. It's going to be lovely. All right. So let's get started. So I am your host for today. And today happens to be the first time Let It Out with Precious will be live on YouTube. Hooray! Yeah, so it's actually something to be excited for because we really hoped for this. We really anticipated this for us to be able to communicate with, our audience on YouTube. So join us as we start. Yes. Okay. We'll be getting started just now. So first today, what I want to discuss about is, something that a lot of people are actually finding difficult, to talk about. A lot of people are finding it difficult to bring that to the table. A lot of people are finding it difficult to analyze situations regarding that. And I said something on our last video where we spoke about peer pressure and identifying your identity. Wow, that was huge. And I said something that if you don't know your dreams, other people will hire you to achieve theirs. So today we'll be talking about something. Quite a number of research that I've been able to do, quite a number of talk, Let It Out with Precious has been able to hold across, quite a number of counseling our team have been able to do. I'll be talking on two different things, and I'll be breaking them, into stages so that we could be able to relate, with ourselves. So I'll be talking on children and I'll be talking on the youth. I'll be talking on children and I'll be talking on the youth. Okay, so let's start with children. So we'll be getting quite a number of questions, regarding kids, regarding young people, young children, and one of the questions we got is actually one leading to depression. We've noticed that quite a number of kids are actually falling into depression, and why some actually fall into addiction. And then Let It Out with Precious decided that we are going to hold sections to accommodate, children, hear them talk. What exactly is happening that is making majority of them, not to pour out their heart, or when they're sad, or what is making them, feel that they cannot talk to somebody? What is making them feel that they cannot, you know, reach out to somebody? And one of the things we got was that, especially in our society now, whereby we have different seasons, different circles, or a circle actually, you know, depend directing children where they are supposed to be at some certain age, and when they don't find themselves living in that, or they don't find themselves having a particular thing, they see themselves falling into depression, and it is common in the society of today. And we had a discussion with some children. We organized a children hangout, and it was really wow, because we had a lot of questions which I'll be reading out, and so we'll be dealing with them because it's questions youth ask, and we want to deal with quite a number of questions, that will help us know how to relate with children. Okay, so one said, "Hi, how do I understand purpose? And how do I know what I want to become in life?" There is something I do tell most of our parents and Lady that were precious, that directing, training a child is deeper than just directing. It takes guidance. And when you feel your direction, you pointing the way is enough, because they are new to it, they might be trying to reach that place you pointed, but them walking on the right path, them walking, to achieve that aim is now the guidance they need. A lot of children cannot differentiate their talent from their vision. A lot of children cannot explain what they want. When I see a child and I ask the child, "What do you want to be in future?" And then the child is like, "I want to be a doctor. Tomorrow, I want to be a lawyer." Do you know at that stage you can start, carving the mind of the child, to have that attitude, to build himself or herself towards, the things that are to come. Watch out for qualities that child might possess. Watch out for the weaknesses and the strengths of the child, so that you'll be able to channel a child to that aspect. A lot of youth, when they're in the university, you find them saying that this is not what I want to do. I just discovered that this is not what I want to do. So there is so much that is needed for teachings, for direction, for guidance of children, to understand their purpose, to understand the reason for their existence. Because if they don't understand it, then just anybody can walk up to them and give them an identity, a false identity that they are not even reckoned with, they are not even connected to. So you must be able to direct that child to come to an aspect that, okay, this is who I am. For example, a child of a king obviously knows that he is a prince. But by the time he's unaware of the fact that he's a prince, he can live like a commoner. But if he's aware that he is a prince, you will find out that the way he speaks, the things he does, will be so different from commoners, because there is an aspect of identity linked with royalty. So children need to understand this fact, that this is what I have. This is what I can do. Learn to interact with them. When they come back from school, "Hi, how you doing? How was classes? What did you do today? Did you make new friends? Tell me about your day." Do you know, little conversations like this, you begin to know what excites the child. I've been able to talk to quite a number of kids, and you will find out that what excites them is actually different from what you can imagine, what you think a normal child should. You think many children love games and cartoons. I've seen children that what they love doing is actually getting, story books, reading, drawing. A little girl came to me, rather, she showed me her drawings, a little girl, very little. And then she was like, "Hi, auntie, look at my drawing." And it does not make that, like, the drawing was just, it was not really, that amazing. And she was so excited. She was like, "I can actually draw another one for you. I can actually draw another one for you." You will know that a child like that is actually, getting connected to drawings. What can you do? So things like this need to be taught. Things like this need to be taught. Now, another section we had, and we accommodated questions. I went to a school and then I was asking the children, telling them, thinking that they were unaware of some things that were happening in the society, because according to us, we call them children. But wow, you needed to see the way, quite a number of them are actually narrating and explaining events for me. Like, I was so shocked. Okay. I went to, to a school, and then we're discussing, telling the children, keep yourself, and all that. And we got to know that even children at that age know what they call masturbation, know what they call pornography. They actually know what they call relationship. So it takes we as adults or parents to really understand the child in your care. Saying that the child is too small is actually one thing that you're actually just good evening, ma. Yeah. So it's actually one thing that saying the child is too small is actually one thing that I would say you're actually deceiving yourself concerning. Do you know why? Because there is no small mind. At that age, in fact, that is when you need to start carving their minds to understand certain principles. So we find kids going through quite a number of stuff, going through depression, suffering from serious addiction. I had to deal with kids suffering from addiction. And I can tell you, these are kids that don't go out to say they want to learn it from a friend. But somehow they get the information. Because do you know why? The devil is constantly feeding things, getting instrument, looking for things in order for them to, for him to attract the kids. So you need to start talking to them, not with suspicion. Now, the area of suspicion is one thing I would talk to parents about. If you're talking to a child with the mind of saying that child, maybe he's doing this, you are losing that child gradually. You should be able to interact with a child, getting to know the mind of a child, getting to know what the child has in them. Now, it comes from, it's more deeper than talking. It has to do with you having a strong relationship with that child. A strong relationship with that child. You having a very strong relationship with the child, you getting close to the child, understanding what the child actually wants. So you just saying, "Oh, I think this child should have been smoking. I think this child has a boyfriend." You are actually losing that child, because what if the child is not doing it? You begin to put ideas in the child, and perhaps you can also make the child feel that maybe you don't trust him, or maybe you don't trust her. So in our day-to-day activities, for those of us coming in, I'm dealing with two aspects. I'm dealing with the youth, and I'm dealing with, with the children. So we're dealing on children right now, and then I'll move to the youth, right about now. So with the children, get to know them, because someone asked the question, how can he know passion? A little child. And then we gave reasons to that. So now let's deal with another question from a youth. Let's talk about something. So this particular youth is asking, how can I live with someone that is not aware of my worth and self-esteem? How can I live with someone that is not aware of my worth and self-esteem? Like I said early this program, I said that if you don't know your dreams, listen to me please, if you don't know your dreams, other people will hire you to achieve theirs. By the time you don't know your dreams, you become instrument used by people to do whatever they want to do. And it's not their fault. It's just the nature of life. Because the world only gives way to those who know where they are going. So if you don't know where you are going to, a lot of people that know where they are going to, they are looking for men. People are looking for men. Men are looking for men to use men for, will I say, their manly activities. So if you want people to know your worth, first, give them something of value. It's not just in your words. Oh, do you know I want this? No. Make them know you are valuable. Make them know you carry something. I had like a conference today, and then the speaker said something. He said that timidity sometimes can deny you some certain breakthroughs. Shyness, timidity can deny you some certain breakthroughs. Most times you have something in you, and just because you feel you are so shy, why people that don't even have up to the stuff in your heart, have you ever had this idea, or have you ever just encountered this, that sometimes you might have a particular idea about something, you want to do something amazing, and then why you have that idea, you're like, no, I cannot do it, and then you just get rid of it, and then you find your idea being done by another person, and funny enough, you didn't tell anybody about that idea. That is it. Sometimes you might also have an idea that can change the atmosphere in that place you are, but just because you feel shy, you will not be able to bring out what is in you. Timidity has actually caused a lot of stuff. I spoke something, I said something, I said that there is a difference between being calm, having a calm nature, and being shy. Being calm means that you are able to reflect on situations and speak when necessary. So you hiding whatever you have is not, and I find a lot of people that say, no, I'm calm. No, I don't want them to think I talk too much. No. You have something, show it. You can do something, do it. People cannot testify to your worth if they don't have something that they've seen inside of you that that can change them. See, let me tell you something. The world don't have integrity, but they are looking for men with integrity. The world doesn't have value, but they are looking for men with value. Nobody wants to pay money to watch a man or see a man that does not have anything to offer. So you must be able, you must be conscious, you must be ready to say, this is what I want to do. This is how I want my life to be. This is how I want, the direction of my life to be. And this is what I'm going to do. Try making an impact in everything you're doing. And then we'll be talking about another thing. How can you know? How can you know, red flags? How can you know red flags? I spoke about this on my platform. on, I had quite a number of sections, and then the little space I had, then I was able to talk on it. And I said that there are kinds of red flags. I don't know, but to me, I had to break them down, because we have the general red flags. How can you know red flags in relationships? So this is a question. Okay. So there are different kinds of red flags. We have the general red flags. We have the personal red flags. The general red flags, the personal red flags. We have a personal red flag that it's between you. What's your preference? Because you are the one that has to put up with, whomsoever you're going to marry. But the general red flag are things that it's not expected you should be there once you notice things like that. And I told my audience, I told them that the general red flag, in fact, the number one on the list, according to the situation in the world of today, is domestic violence. Violence. When you are not yet married to somebody and somebody is giving you a dirty slap, somebody is already making you feel emotionally abused. It's actually a general red flag. It's a red flag. So, but personal red flags are now things that you'll be conscious of. Maybe you can put up with it. Like, I find people, who we say they can't work with people that are too social. Now, you might say, why now? Oh, this girl is like this. No, it's their choice, actually, but it has to be, controlled. Because everyone cannot be, the same. But now, personal red flag, you can say, okay, you can move on with somebody who is actually too social in the word. I don't know if there's a word that's too social. And then you have people who say, I want a social person. So it's a matter of preference. There are people that don't like going out. They don't like people that go out anyhow, party and all that. There are other people that, party. There are other people that, they like photogenic people. What the other, different preference. It has to do with what you feel you're comfortable with. Because you're the one putting up with that person. And I could actually, give you a word. When Jacob wanted to marry, and the father-in-law of the lady he wanted to marry gave him another woman, gave him the elder sister of his wife that he wanted to marry. Jacob knew what he wanted. He decided to spend extra 7 years. Jacob knew what he wanted. He decided to spend extra 7 years to chase whatever he wanted. So don't be afraid to chase your dream. Don't be afraid to, stand for what you want. But you should be open. You should be open to, that areas of your life whereby, you need corrections. You get corrections. But you should be ready to change. Because Jacob knew what he wanted. He stood by it. And I think that is one area that a lot of people need to, be aware of. It's not just about, like I do tell people, love is the least in relationship or marriage, because you have to get vision sorted out, compatibility sorted out, understanding, communication level sorted out, a lot of stuff. Your maturity, spirituality sorted out. A lot of people take for granted the area of being spiritual. You should be able to know. In fact, in relationship, you should be able to plan, this is how your devotion is going to be. So get yourself acquainted to things like this. You must be able to discuss it. And then I want to say something really, really quick before we end our sections for today. Okay, so I'm going to talk about something, and I felt I needed to, add this. I know we also have so many questions, dropping, yeah, but we do have our sections on WhatsApp, Telegram, and YouTube, Facebook. So we try to keep those questions so that we get interaction, get feedback. But don't worry, you're going to see a whole lot of exciting things to come. So I want to tell you something about depression. I don't know how many of you are going through one activity in your life and then you feel you're not good enough. I don't know how many of you are going through one thing and then you feel you don't have what it takes to showcase it. I want you to know that you might be in the same prison with a particular person, but that person left the prison before you. Does not mean that that person, will be far greater than you, and does not mean that person will be least greater than you. It might mean that that person has gone to part ways for you, or pave ways rather for you, beg your pardon. Pave ways for you. Joseph was in the prison with the guy who served the king. Joseph would have said, people come and look at me, oh. This guy had a dream. I interpreted it. Imagine God giving you a solution to someone else's problem and you are in the same prison. Do you get what I'm trying to say? You are in the same prison with the person and then God is giving you a solution to another person's problem. Joseph would have said, what kind of life am I living? What kind of life am I living? But guess what? He interpreted the dream of that guy. Could have said, no help is coming from me. This guy had forgotten me, obviously. But when it came for Joseph to be remembered, when it came for Joseph to come and stand before a king, it took a man to testify to the works of Joseph. It took a man to testify to the works of Joseph before Joseph could actually stand before the king. This is what I want to tell you. As many of you that are trying to give up on yourself and your self-worth, if you have a vision, if you have a skill, yes, other people might be far ahead of you. Does not mean you should envy them. Be diligent in that aspect. A time will come that those people will testify to your integrity, to the way you can do it better than anyone else. A day will come, they will be the one to write your name and say, I trust this person. Have you noticed a situation whereby people will tell you that I so much trust this person that I can put my life down for this person? Just be faithful. Just be faithful. The area God has placed you. Just be faithful, be committed, be diligent. A day will come that your skill, your integrity will actually be asked, and you will need men. You see, God actually helps us go through stages of life, not because He does not want us to have all the enjoyment, not because He does not want to bless us alone. He tried it with Adam. He tried it with Adam. Do you know what he did? What God did? He tried it with Adam. He gave Adam the blessings. Adam did not grow. Adam did not experience growth. Adam did not experience, I was poor, now I'm rich. Adam did not experience, so this was how the life was. Adam did not experience, okay, I was crawling, then I'm walking. He just got everything and he messed it up. And God made room for stages for us, not because He cannot just give us the blessings direct, but for us to learn growth, for us to learn discipline, for us to learn patience, for us to learn things that will equip us for greater works with Him and success. Do you know why? Because once your success has sacrifices to testify to it, nobody can actually speak words against the success. And if they try, you have sacrifices to showcase. I hope you enjoyed today's section. So this is my report to you. Smile. It might be painful, laugh. If you can cry, cry. Wipe the tears and get back to work. It takes another day to make a difference. Thank you so much for joining Let It Out with Precious. I'm still your very host. Bye for now.